Hi everybody, the technology that I'm reviewing is LanSchool, which is a classroom computer management software system. The company that developed it claims that it is simple and intuitive, and it is designed to allow a teacher to communicate with, see, and even control what happens on all of the computers that are in the classroom. Instructions on how to use LanSchool start with the fact that most teachers typically start a class with a blank screen. So as students come into the classroom, the teacher is actually able to capture the students' computers and put a blank screen in front of them and make it impossible for them to change it to anything else. And you can see here the restrict button on the menu, and it gives that blank screen option at the top of the page. You also have the option to remote control the computers of the students that are in your classroom. You can control all of the computers at one time, or you can control an individual student computer one at a time. Once you have the attention of your students, it's possible to add a notation. There are some that are already constructed, or you can actually write your own to get everybody silently to follow an instruction that you need for everybody to follow. There's also an option that allows you to monitor screens. So as you are working on your own screen, you're able to pull up thumbnail views of all of the activity that's going on in the classroom at the time. And this is the monitor tab, and it allows you to view the student screen. It also allows you to remotely control the student screen. It allows you to to take a snapshot if you want to save something, and you can also look at things like internet browsing history. If you happen to notice that a student is not engaged in what they're supposed to be doing, like a game of solitaire, first of all, you're able to see it. You're able to take a snapshot of it if that's important for what you're doing, and then you're able to send the student a message. And what you can do is select from some already written messages, or you can also write your own. But just a quick message to please get back on task shuts down the solitaire game pretty quickly. A nice feature of the software is that it has the ability to limit web access, so you can actually define the pages that can be visited, and the student isn't going to be able to go anywhere else. There's also the same thing available to limit an app, so it can point students to specific apps that you want them to use and limit them from accessing anything else. Another interesting feature is interaction with the students. Student voting, kind of a replacement of the clicker technology that some teachers use, where you can actually pose a question and then you can have the students vote on an answer. Students can share screens, so when they finish with an activity or they're at a point where they like to share what they're doing, they can volunteer to have their screen shared with every other student in the class. Another thing that's a very cool feature of this is that if you have a student that has a particularly good solution to a problem or has found a particularly interesting piece of information, you can capture that student's screen and then share that screen with all of the rest of the students in class. The teacher can capture and control all of the student screens and then share what he or she would like for the class to see. There's also a feature that allows you excuse me, to circle or highlight important information. There's a testing feature that allows you to pose a question to students, and you can get immediate feedback in the form of a true or false answer or multiple choice answer. And then there's very real feedback with regard to correct answers and grading and assessment. You can also construct an entire test and have students take tests on the LanSchool program. And as the kids are working on the test, you can actually monitor their progress as they go. My school district is going to a one-on-one computer program next year where every student will be issued a computer. I haven't heard any talk of any kind of monitoring system, but I believe that this particular piece of software offers a lot of options. It seems to be very intuitive, very user-friendly, and it will give us some useful options for monitoring student work, directing student work,